The High Court of Auckland is a white-turreted castle in the most English corner of town. It's perched on the intersection of Waterloo Quadrant and Parliament Street, opposite the beautiful arboretum gardens surrounding Old Government House, where Elizabeth Windsor stayed the night in 1953 as the newly crowned Queen of England. Ideally located for the application of English law, it's a fort of justice, an old pile of bricks spooked by the cries of the dead. It constantly gives me the creeps, but I approached it with a spring in my step and a song in my heart on the opening day of the Polkinghorne trial on Monday, 29 July 2024. The news media was set to go gaga. I was eager to contribute some ga. But I felt a bit abashed. I had only recently vowed to stay away from reporting court trials and made a big deal about it in the introduction of my book, The Survivors, the final book in my trilogy of true crime narratives I wrote, explaining, I come and go from the High Court of Auckland and sometimes stay away for months. In the winter of 2023, though, I decided to report on 3 trials, back to back, 2 of them about the murder of children, lasting about 7 weeks. I overdid it. I started to experience a kind of interference, a kind of static scrambled all the usual signals. I would look at the defendants, look at their families, wonder about their low-life experience and think, I am way out of my league. I don't get it. I have no idea who you are and what your lives are like. Polkinghorne, though, was different. I was nowhere near his earnings league, but we belonged to the same white mass of the New Zealand dream. We were both Kiwis made good from the boring Bay of Plenty. I grew up in Mount Maunganui. He went to Tauranga Boys College. We had become members of the indoor proletariat. I looked at the defendant and felt no remove. Neither of us claimed any special intelligence. I was dropped on my head when I was born, he casually remarked one day in court. I asked what he meant, and he said, born stupid. It was self-effacing and not to be taken entirely seriously, but he had a point, and there was really nothing about him that could reasonably qualify, as the Crown put it, throughout its case against him, as a criminal mastermind. When we spoke that first day, it was by accident. I was walking out of court looking at my phone and nearly tripped over him. The trial had not yet properly begun. He was sitting at the back of the court where the police usually sit, and at first I thought he might be one of the detectives. The fact I didn't recognize him revealed the fact I hadn't actually taken much notice of his case before it came to trial. I knew some of the bare details, enough to realize his trial was set to become the biggest gift to legacy news media since Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern gave the industry $50 million during COVID. And I had seen the famous photo of him alongside his wife Pauline Hanna at a social event, but I wasn't looking at his face in that photo. No one really did. Everyone was staggered by his pants. The photo was taken by Norrie Montgomery, that great modern chronicler of desperate Aucklanders at play. The occasion was the December 2018 launch of a new range of perfume. Inevitably, the venue was in Parnell. Mr. and Mrs. Polkinghorne stood together with tall glasses of gin with ice. She wore a fuchsia trouser suit, the jacket over her arm. He wore an alarming pair of red trousers with zips in the legs. They were significant pants, the pants that changed everything. New Zealand turned its heart against him as soon as they saw him in these pants, which identified him as a libertine, a bondage warrior, enjoying every bit of his midlife crisis.